forward to this.
What's up everyone, how's it going? Today I'm going to be going over the new community transmission that came out yesterday on Tuesday, and this community transmission is all about Geonosis. Now I know I did say I was going to be doing a Q&A video today, but because of this transmission, I think it's going to be pushed until either Saturday or Sunday, whenever I have time, so go ahead and ask me any questions down below in the comments. It can be about Star Wars, but it doesn't have to be, so let's get on to the transmission. So it says, many of the Galactic Assault maps we have in the game conclude with final fights that take place with relatively confined spaces. It goes on to say, the goal behind this is to create as much intensity as we can. It says we wanted the final stages of a map to feel like all-out warfare. This has been achieved by us creating scenarios that cause both attackers and defenders to funnel into one final fight location. And then it goes on to say, we have seen feedback that our community would like us to try and do less of this and instead end with something more open. We have experimented with this already, and the final part of Castle and Extraction is a good example. And then he says, for Geonosis, we're looking to take it a step further. He said the final two phases are very open, which makes it ideal for vehicle-based combat, and it gives its own identity and gameplay experience that is different from what is currently available within Galactic Assault. So I'm pretty excited about that. I know a lot of people were hoping that Geonosis is just this huge open map, and it appears that it is going to be that. I know the leak that came out a few weeks ago talked about it, so let's continue, and it starts talking about the ATTE, and it actually includes a small video of the ATTE's animations. So as you can see right here, it's just walking along, and it looks pretty awesome. It reminds me a lot of the original Battlefront 2 from 2005. Those were present on Geonosis, if I remember correctly. So then he talks about it. He says, the centerpiece of Geonosis is the ATTE. It says, this six-legged armored walker is fully controllable and plays a vital role on the battlefront. So I think that was confirmed a while ago that it wasn't going to be on rails. That's some pretty good news. So yeah, the ATTE will not be on rails, unlike the AT-AT and a few other vehicles like the MTT. So let's go on. It says, one of the key differences between the ATTE and any other vehicle in the game is that they are dynamically dropped in real time into the playable space as the battle goes on. It says, this creates a lot of interesting scenarios, and we are excited to see how this plays out once Geonosis arrives later this month. So that's just going to look awesome. I believe they will be dropped from the LAATC, if I remember correctly. In that promotional art that came out with Grievous, I believe there was LAATCs in the background, so I'm pretty sure that's what's going to drop them off. That did happen in Attack of the Clones. If I have a video of it, I'll put it up right now on the screen. And so after that, it says, what this also means is that you will not be able to pick the ATTE from the spawn screen. He says you will encounter them within the environment itself. One might be dropped just behind you or ahead of you, or you might turn a corner to see one, ready and waiting for you to jump in. So again, that's a lot like Battlefront 2 from 2005. I think all the vehicles, you could just jump in them. They just kind of spawned around. You can get in them and you can get out of them anytime you wanted to. So that's a pretty cool thing. So all I want to know is how many ATTEs will be on the Battlefront at once. I know the leak that is pretty much true by now did say there will be up to 10 at one point, so that'll be pretty crazy. And now he talks about all the phases, so we'll go over that. It says Phase 1, reactivate a damaged ATTE. It says the first phase is pretty much focused on infantry combat, with the clones needing to call in reinforcements and reactivate a damaged ATTE. He says during this phase, the objective of the droids is to stop them. It says this phase will take place in typical Geonosian canyons, with plenty of pathways and cover available. So reading that reminds me a lot of the last phase on the Naboo map, where you had to activate the doors, but we'll see how it turns out. So let's go on to the second phase. He says, the second phase marks the shift from infantry to vehicular combat. With vehicles now coming into play, the tight canyons will give way to a vast battlefront, meaning a change in tactics and gameplay will be required. So that's pretty awesome. Hopefully there's a ton of vehicles. I don't think there's going to be any ships flying around, and I kind of understand why, especially if Geonosis is a big flatland. It'll be pretty overpowered to do a bunch of strafe runs. Okay, so it says the objective during this phase is to bring down or defend, depending on your team, 2 hard cell troop transports. And then we go on to Phase 3, and it's titled Secure the Turbo Lasers. He said the third phase is an all-out attack by the clones. Their goal is to recapture some abandoned turbo lasers to take down the droid core ship. He said during this phase, the droids must do everything they can to defend the turbo lasers or loss will be imminent. So if you don't know what the core ships are, I'll put up a picture right now, as well as putting a video, if I have one, from Attack of the Clones, what I think is going to be happening. I'm pretty sure they're copying most of the stuff in this map from the movie, and if that's what's going on, this map is going to be pretty awesome. So the next thing we're going to be looking at is this picture they actually uploaded with this, and of course it's on Geonosis, and it looks pretty awesome. It looks like a huge map, and if we zoom in a little bit here, you can actually see all the spider walkers running around, and even the dwarf spider droids running around. And if you go a little further back, you can actually see the turbo lasers that are pointed towards the core ship. So that should be the last objective that you have to do, is to turn those on or something like that. Obviously you can see the ATTEs running around, and there looks like there's quite a bunch of them, as well as the Techno Union ships. I think you have to take those down at one point, I can't really remember. But overall, this picture looks pretty awesome. Of course, it's an early development stage of the map. So the next thing we're going to be talking about is a picture of the Og9 Spider Droid that they actually shared. And again, it's a work in progress, but it looks pretty finished to me. It looks here that they took the Clone Wars series look, and it just really sucks that these are only going to be AI, they won't be playable, but apparently they are going to be shooting at you and you will shoot at them back, so at least that's something there. And then it goes on to talk about the design process of Geonosis. I'm not going to talk about that because they actually revealed a little video of Obi Wan, and it's just a really quick clip of him spinning his lightsaber around. I believe that's his idle animation, but yeah, this is just a little hint of what he's going to look like. That should be his standard skin. As you can see down there, he has 750 health. Of course, that can change. And a lot of people pointed out that he's holding a green lightsaber. Forge did say that that was just a test. He said that he will have a blue one, so don't worry about that. And then after that, he did also post a picture of a work in progress of the Jedi robes. So hopefully Anakin gets one. A lot of people wanted Maul to get one, but of course this is for Obi-Wan, so I say it looks pretty good, and that's going to be his second skin, I believe. And that is actually the last bit of news we have gotten so far, so let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments. How excited are you for Geonosis? And again, I'm going to be doing a Q&A video while I play some Battlefront 2 at some point. I don't know, news keeps dropping, so it's kind of hard to fit that in with everything else, but thanks guys for watching, and I'll hopefully see you all in the next one.